walks up to you and says, "What are you doing here?" Tell him the truth. Tell him about me.
I love this song. I have the number of times I just sat and watched this TikTok over and over again because I love it so much. It's ridiculous. Also, for no reason whatsoever, I looked up everything you lose when you are dishonorably discharged, and you lose fucking everything. No VA benefits, no health care, no GI Bill, no home assistance, no transition support, no military funeral, no student loans, no government assistance. You no longer be able to own a firearm. Depending on where you live, you may lose your right to vote. Holding certain public offices may be restricted or prohibited. A dishonorable discharge disqualifies you from most federal jobs. The discharge acts as a significant barrier in civilian employment, as employers often check discharge documents. The background checks, this is my favorite part. The discharge is a permanent part of your record and cause you to get ghosted during the process. I love this TikTok. I could just watch it all day, over and over and over again. It's beautiful.
Hey, you know what? That's great news. Great news. You know what? To this kid, Tamo, or however you say his name, good for you that you are one of the black people that stood up for yourself and not sit here like some little soft sissy. Oh, he's calling me the N-word. I didn't do anything. I was minding my own business. Yeah, because that's all I see is a bunch of softies trying to become, they want hugs and kisses and then why are people treating us like this? And yeah, you see something, this is what needs to happen. Great. That racist piece of shit need to lose everything. So here's a young black guy on TikTok. I don't know who he is, but when I saw this story, I said, wow, just think about this. Here's a young black guy on TikTok talking about Pokemon cards. And here this so-called Christian decides, this follower of Christ, like that means anything, never did. Nothing good. But he decides he wants to go on his live stream and repeatedly call him nigger. Now, this kid says he called me that for no reason. There's never a reason for somebody to call you a nigger. They only call you that because they hate you and they're disgusted with you. It's like, I despise that word. So if I use it, that means I have no respect for you. I don't consider myself a nigger. I don't consider my sons a nigger. I don't consider my dad a nigger. We are black men. But, and you know what? It don't matter what nationality you are. You should be celebrating this shit. Of course, races aren't going to do it. You know, you got a whole lot of idiotic black people that'll, oh man, but I don't think somebody just using a racial slur should use it. Yeah, I know. That's what a slave would say. You know, I remember one time I was watching Sanford and Son. And I remember this guy, Red Fox, you know, his character, Fred Sanford, he was telling his son Lamont a story on there. And he was talking about how his uncle was the best shot in his outfit, right? And he says that he fought in the war, right? The Revolutionary War. And he said that his uncle was so good in the war that when the war was over, they were nice enough to let him go back to being a slave again. Now, of course, this is a joke. This was meant to make the viewers laugh, okay? But that's truly the mentality that people have. They have a slave-ass mentality. And you have some racists, oh, come on with the slave stuff. Nah, fuck you, you bitch-made son of a bitch, because that's what that slave mentality is, and you have the slave master mentality. It's like, don't wake your people up. Don't wake people up in general. Just let us do what we're doing. Let the natural order of things happen. So, what business does this guy have to come on this young man's live stream and just start harassing him? And then, what he did, like you heard, he goes on his own live stream and starts talking about Jesus and God and love. Yeah, that's what they do. I tell you guys all the time, I don't care what the hell you call yourself. It was a racist-ass church that helped fund this racist woman who called a 5-year-old a nigger repeatedly. Okay? A racist woman, and who helped fund her? $800,000 this woman wound up receiving. And I bet you a big bulk of that came from the church. But bottom line, the fact is, they're trying to support a racist. And to make the comments, we just want to make sure that she's in a safe place. Wow. So this is what your God tells you to do, huh? Because they always say the Spirit of the Lord led me to do this or that. Right. So that's what the Lord told you to do. I want you to protect this racist piece of shit. Yeah. And yeah, this should happen. He should lose everything. And this can be right here. Step one of some of you coward blacks and you cowardice racist people of other fucking ethnicities to finally step up and go, you know what, man? No, something can be done. Great. I hope he lose everything. As this woman read you guys, read down the line of what you can lose. Hope he loses everything. Every fucking thing. And you as white people that claim you're not racist, you shouldn't want somebody like this motherfucker to say what he's saying and people think this is how all of you motherfuckers are. Because this is pretty much the thought that comes to people's heads when you guys and don't say anything and you smile at us in public and people look at you like the fuck you smiling at because they don't trust you. And then you look like, well, I'm being nice to them and they're looking at, yeah, exactly. You know what that comes down to? It's like you got this racist ass neighbor, right? And then you got the neighbor that's supposed to not be racist, right? But they know this person is racist, born racist. But they keep in touch with them, they talk, they hang out. How could you tolerate that? How? So, I look for other qualities in people. Oh, okay, right. But I guarantee you, if somebody was to insult you personally and throw racial slurs at you, the so-called non-racist, you consider that person racist and not a good person to be around. And you wouldn't see why anyone else hangs around them. See, this is what I'm saying. So this should happen. And the fact of the matter, they took a young black dude to do this when all you other was, I mean, I watch all these other podcasts. Like, I don't watch it for entertainment value. I just look at certain things. All these dudes are frauds, man. Them motherfuckers are not going to speak on real issues. You want to know why? Because they're afraid, honestly, of white supremacy. They're afraid of being flagged. They're afraid of repercussions. That's all that is. This is why all these grown-ass men, you motherfuckers sitting up here with receding hairlines arguing about Michael Jordan and LeBron James and what rapper was really gangster and who was this and that and what's the Mount Rushmore. Just talk about a bunch of nothing on your channels. But guess what? You get a lot of views and you don't want to fuck that up because you know the second you get real, yeah, all the racists on your channel go like, oh, fuck this guy. I thought he was a good tamed nigger. I thought this fucking guy knew to fall in line and know his rightful place. They know what they're doing. Because as long as you're talking shit about black people and saying all the shit that racist people want to say, and you stupid motherfuckers are too dumb to understand that that's all you're doing, no, you know what you're doing. That's why all these fucking comedians and actors and everybody who at one time, if you go back and look at their careers, how they was so-called standing up for black people and standing up against racism and how we're still fighting for civil rights in this country and just, yeah, all of a sudden now all they do is talk shit about black people. And the only time, and here's the funny thing, they'll say some shit like, oh, yeah, you got to bow down to your white master, you got to bow down to your white zaddy, right? When they want to try to humiliate, let me explain to you guys, let me explain to you, black and white, anybody else listening, what that's about. They're not angry at that black person because that black person is a sellout. They have a personal grudge against this person. So the agenda is, I want people to leave his channel. I'm trying to make his subscribers walk away from him. So I'm going to make him look like a coon sellout. And guess what happens? That same person does the same shit somewhere down the line. They do something that people go, what the fuck? But you know what happens? When their numbers get up, because here's what happens, right? Even a racist will subscribe to your channel knowing that you're not white or Puerto Rican or whatever the fuck, whatever the nationality they are, right? But what they'll do, they'll subscribe to your channel. Why? Because they'll say, watch this. And they'll push play and let other people hear what black people are saying about black people. And you know what they're going to say? Now, how come when we say it, we're racist? That's why they listen to you. Not because they give a fuck about you. And this is why when these racists come out and say, we're sick of you token blacks. trying to agree with us and trying to suck up to us to get ahead, to rub elbows with us because you feel like you have advantages being friends with us or being here. Oh yeah. And you know what you don't hear? You don't hear those token blacks clapping back, do you? You know why? Because they know who the fuck they are. But they will talk shit about a black person in a heartbeat. It's like I told people before, I said, don't get it fucked up. Don't get it twisted, right? When I watched Caitlyn, what's her name? Caitlyn, whatever, play basketball. I said, yeah, I can clearly see she has better skills than Angel Reese. But notice what I said. I'm trying to understand what all the Angel Reese hate is about, though. We're not talking about, listen, her skills on the court, let's be real. Angel Reese is limited. She missed open layups and she, we see that shit. She'll get rebound and still miss. Get another rebound and miss again. Okay, cool. We get all of that. But when I said, what's the hate about? Hate is not saying she's not a good basketball player. That's not hate to me. Now, you can have people, I mean, if you feel she's better than what you're saying, okay, then yeah. But you're saying that you're saying she's trash, but you don't really think so. Well, that's pretty stupid. You can consider that hate. But as far as saying I don't think she's a good ball player, I don't find that as being hate. I'm talking about all of the personal attacks. See, I'm not into that shit. So I had to make that clear before, because you had people, oh man, yeah man, because I said no, y'all get me wrong. I don't care about her. I'm not her personal life and all that. Fuck all these people on their personal life, because I'm gonna tell you something. Like I said, all these motherfuckers think they're better than you. Trust me. You sitting up there wanting autographs and wanting pictures, and you're such a fan. Any one of you broke motherfuckers call yourself trying to date one of these women, they be like, dude, you're broke. Dude, you work at a warehouse. Dude, you understand what I'm saying to you? But y'all sit up here and fight for them. No, that's not what I was doing. And I remember I asked a simple question: Is Angel Reese as bad as people say, or is it a lot of exaggeration? Because basically the people that's going to respond are the people that have things to say about it. So you try to get a feel for what's going on. But in terms of the personal attacks and all of this, I don't care about who she's dating and she this, she's that. Because honestly, I know she's eye candy to a lot of people. Because, and only eye candy, because there's people who I've heard say, I've never seen her play. I just heard she's garbage. I mean, I remember seeing some highlights on my phone on YouTube, whatever, but I don't watch women's basketball. I don't know nothing about it. She got a plump ass, though. Yo, she cute as fuck, though. Yo, yeah, I fucked the shit out of that. That's all I hear. Which means, yeah, they just see you as eye candy. Now, do they care that you're only eye candy to them? And yet, they don't think you can hoop? Obviously not, right? But this shit right here, this what we just saw right here, yeah, this is what we need more of, man. So these racist motherfuckers would think before they open their stupid racist mouths. Because you know what? 4 years is a long time for people to be walking. And people make it seem like once Trump is no longer in office, like all of a sudden racism goes away. Nope, that's not what happens. That's not what happens. And like I said, when the racists get the shit stomped out of them, that's when all the other racists want to, like I said, talk tough from their neighborhood where they know they're not around us. But that's what they want to do. But they feel like they can say whatever they want to say, right? They want to just talk. Okay, cool. So on that note, when these type of things happen and they see that, oh shit, there are things that can happen. I can lose everything. No, he just thought this was just another little soft nigga, some little sissy ass little soft nigga talking about Pokemon cards, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say about him, and he ain't gonna do shit about it. And this dude was like, nah, fuck you, I got something for you. And he stepped up like he was supposed to. Now, if only the rest of you motherfuckers would follow that lead. You want to follow somebody's lead so bad, follow his lead, because that's what you're supposed to do. No, I'm going to go in here and call this man a nigga, disrespect, be violent, violate this motherfucker verbally and try to act like some little keyboard fucking tough guy. But that's pretty much what they do, right? And then I'm going to go on with my life. I'm going to have my good job, and I'm going to do this and that. I'm going to stand there and do all this because I'm a Navy guy. Yeah, and nobody's going to know about my little episode with him. Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to go to church and talk about God and love. Of course. I'm not saying racists don't love other racists. They don't love your black ass, though. Nah. And this was so necessary. So necessary. Yeah, great. I hope he loses everything. Just like what I hope unless the Navy's full of racists too. Yeah, because other than that, that's the only way he stays on. So yeah, I hope he lose everything. And when you got to look your daughter in the face, when you got to look your woman in the face, maybe your woman's a fucking racist. Yeah, she's probably a proud racist too. Then y'all can sit here and explain to each other, you know, how your racist bullshit backfired. And how you should have kept that bullshit to your fucking self. You should have minded your business, stayed off his channel. No, here's the thing. You see, this is the problem with racists. They don't want black people in their neighborhoods. Let's just say it like it is. They don't want you around them. You've done nothing to them. They've never even had any altercations with you. They're just racist as fuck. But they will find you wherever you are and put themselves in your business because they expect you to just sit back and do nothing. I mean, we've seen videos in person, people going on somebody's property, dumping garbage on their lawn and doing all types of goofy shit, and the black person, oh my God, do you see what she's doing? I'm going to call the police. Oh my God. Oh, like, man, and so you're going to, wait. So you're going to let this racist piece of shit come and violate you on your property, right? But then you're going to go home and argue with your fucking husband and call him all types of bitch ass niggas, right? Yeah. And in one video, I don't know if I ever posted that or not, where this one white chick, racist motherfucker, tried to tase this black chick. She tried to tase her. And she started the altercation. She started this shit. She did what she did and then tried to get a reaction so she could try to tase her. That black girl beat the shit out of her. Drug her. She went to drug her and beat the fuck. I drug her back to her porch and was beating her, fucked her up all over. And I said, great. That's what's supposed to happen. See, this is where I look at these black content creators. Like, for example, I saw what happened with Rajah Jackson, Rampage son, and I got nothing to say about it. Because I know what happened. I understand the story. And I'm like, okay, if I sat here and broke down what happened and played the videos and let you hear everything, not just what they wanted you to see, okay, everything, it doesn't matter. It's not about me getting you to agree with me. I can give a fuck. I know exactly what happened, right? And the reality is, real shit, black people will show you exactly how soft they are. Because it was far more black people than it was white people or anybody else trying to support Hulk Hogan, trying to defend Hulk Hogan. There was far more black people who had nothing to say when Ryan Garcia opened his racist mouth and said all these hateful things that he said. And not one of these black motherfuckers said a fucking thing. Right? And that man talking about digging the dead man up so he can kill that nigga again. And nobody, fighters, none of these motherfuckers had really much of nothing to say. They all held back, bit their tongue. Nah, you know Aries. I went full blast on that little skinny ass motherfucking racist piece of shit. Nah, you got black podcasters interviewing the motherfucker. Nah, same way, just like right now. Oh, but he shouldn't lose everything. Yeah, that's a coon for you. That's a token ass nigga for you. I'm going to sit up and feel bad for somebody who wouldn't care if my black ass was dead. In fact, would rather see me dead. Same black people who have nothing to say when these racist attacks happen to black people, and it's all over the fucking media. But they're quick to run to the defense of the most racist motherfuckers on the face of this earth. Why? They're token niggas. And they know if I sit here right now and degrade my own black people, right? Like that one black fraud that always talk, fuck black businesses, fuck black people, fuck black, right? He's black himself. And you want to know why he has so many subscribers? That's all the racists using this token ass nigga as an example. That's all. Another Tommy Sotomayor. That's a modern day, a 2000s version of him. That's all he is. A token ass nigga. And y'all don't understand what that really is, right? In today's society, people are proud to be bitches, sissies, token niggas, just straight coons. They're proud of that shit. And that's why I tell y'all, when man, we gotta look out for each other. Not everybody. Because there's certain black people that we don't need to associate ourselves with. Because there's no saving these motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? So no, let them motherfuckers go, whatever. Yeah, let the racists have them. Because all they do is look at you and feel better about their case when they got a bunch of people saying shit against them. When they take your black ass and say, look at this motherfucker right here. He's black. And he doesn't like the same people we don't like for the same reasons and this and that, right? And he clearly won't speak against. Remember that idiot with the MAGA hat on, the Trump hat on, talking about Trump isn't racist. Trump is just trying to do the, yeah. Remember that black motherfucker? I posted that shit. Yeah. Don't be surprised if that motherfucker's still supporting Trump right now. What's that bitch made MMA guy that won a fucking fight and then ran over to Trump talking about, hey, yo, you can say nigga. You can say that shit. I'll give you the pass, yo. I'll get. Yeah, y'all still support those motherfuckers, right? Mike Tyson's a fucking Trump supporter. Fuck Mike Tyson. But nah, y'all token niggas are the ones that some of y'all try to talk like you so, down for the black cause and for your black people, but you give black people a pass because you a fan. Yeah, you a fan. Remember Mike Tyson? So what? I'm a Trump supporter. What are you gonna do about it? Right? And y'all bitch asses probably scared of Mike Tyson, right? And regardless, you're just a fan. So you don't even care that Mike Tyson's a Trump supporter. So how the fuck are you opening your mouth talking about, I don't fuck with Trump supporters? You fuck with Mike Tyson, you fuck with a Trump supporter. You fuck with Lawrence Taylor, you fuck with Teddy Riley, any of these token ass niggas, then that's what you are, a Trump supporter. So when I say fuck Mike Tyson and anybody else that support this motherfucker, I mean it. I mean that shit. And I show my fucking face. And I go where the fuck I want. But you motherfuckers are always the ones trying to make excuses for your suppressors, man. For your oppressors. And in fact, you walk around suppressed, oppressed, depressed. You feel all types of fucking ways. But you'll eat that shit and smile. The Bible says turn the other cheek. Well, all four of your cheeks look the same, you dumbass. So we don't know what the fuck you are. And we don't fuck with people like that. That dude should lose every fucking thing. And you know what? Like the guy was saying, when you working at Amazon, killing yourself, your feet hurting, your back hurting and all that, and somebody look at you and say, what are you doing here? He said, don't lie, tell them about me, right? Yeah, because you know what he means, right? Because that's the opposite of what a motherfucker, oh yeah, I just came here because, yeah, they probably won't tell the truth. Now, they'll probably tell the truth amongst other racists, yeah. Reality is this, and I'm going to say this because I don't think he meant like he's trying to look down on a guy, on the guys that do that type of work. Looking at the situation, I feel like it's more of a thing of, had this guy completed what he had to with the Navy, he wouldn't have to do that type of back-breaking work, because that's what it is. And now, because of his own fucking racism, his hatred, his ignorance, his stupidity, he's having to work a type of job that people don't want to have to work. But tell people why you're actually really there. Yeah, because they'll come with some bullshit. Oh yeah, I chose this because with some excuse. Well, yeah, amongst other races, some fucking nigger got me kicked out of the fucking Navy, man, and this and that. Yeah. But pretty much. And I don't like when people say shit like that because, I don't think he meant it that way. Like, even like when he said, he called me the N-word for no reason. Like, nah, there's never a fucking good reason for somebody to call you that, bro. Okay, so bottom line is, this racist piece of shit needs to lose everything. So when you look at your little daughter, right? Think of all the fucking black people and everybody who's been oppressed and under, dealing with these racist motherfuckers who run the country. Just think of all the shit that they had to go through, and how you and your racist people, it's all funny, and y'all, you look down on people, and think of how easy life could have been for you, but because of your own hateful racist bullshit. Now let's see and pray. Let's see you pray and see your God dig you out of this shit. Yeah, because that's pretty much like when you have to look at your little 2-year-old daughter, right? When you have to look and like I said, your wife probably a racist too, because I don't see how a person can not be racist and marry a racist and know that they're racist on top of that before they even marry. Nah. But yeah, you got people that do that shit. But when you sit there and you have to explain to your family what happened to you and why, well, racist, ignorant people will think it's unfair and hold a grudge against that black guy, which basically is not going to do you anything. Well, maybe your wife will look at you and get sick of your ass. Maybe she'll cheat on you with a black guy, huh? Maybe she'll cheat on you, period. Because basically you're a loser now because you work somewhere where you're not making the kind of money that I thought you were going to make. And you need to lose every fucking thing. That's what should happen to you. I have no remorse for racist people, hateful, ignorant people. I have no remorse for you motherfuckers. None. And I'm glad that this happened to you. I'm glad that this happened to you. Yeah. And hopefully as this story develops, they put your picture up and everything, and this story goes even more viral. Why? To make an example out of your fucking ass. How they used to hang us black people to make an example. This is what happens when you disobey your master. Yeah. This wouldn't, this wouldn't make up for any of that by no stretch of the mind. But at least right now, in our time on this earth, people can see this is what happens when you say the wrong shit. Because y'all getting out of control with this shit. Got old people walking up trying to put their hands on somebody, and then when somebody knocked their old ass out, oh, he hit an elderly person. Yep, and that elderly person knew they were elderly too. And you gonna come out there calling somebody a nigga and raise your hand and swing at them, and they're supposed to look at you because you're old and say, nah, I'm not gonna hit this old man. I'm not gonna hit this old woman. What do you think is gonna happen? Huh? What do you think is gonna happen? Notice how the video of the old white guy who got up, they was in a restaurant, and it was a family sitting there, and he's hitting the white young guy, and the young kid is over here. Notice how nobody talks about that video? I got it in my phone still. Yeah, but notice how nobody talks about that video? This is what I say, guys. I look at a whole lot of shit, and before I even post, I just go over these shits. I look at these videos, and I just study how, and I look around and say, nobody's talking about this shit. Why? Why? Just like this racist piece of shit. How many people have you heard talk about it? Yeah, but I'm going to talk about it because it's worth talking about. Anyway, this is what we have to do. Stand with 10 toes to the fucking ground like we're supposed to. Stop all this hunched over, kneeling, scared to stand up for yourself. But you coons, y'all will do anything to get views and clicks anyway. Subscribers and followers. Y'all don't even care who's following you. Now, me personally, I'm not into no Pokemon shit and all that or whatever the fuck, but, that's that young man's business. But bottom line, yeah, this guy comes on here talking about Jesus and God on his own channel, but he's a fucking racist. And he's been exposed. And a whole lot more of you motherfuckers going to continue to get exposed. Now you got racist white people talking about the white race is falling apart. Whose fucking fault is that? Well, you could start pointing the finger at that tangerine in the suit that you call a fucking president. Yeah, you can start with that. But as individuals, look in the mirror. And that's the motherfucker you blame. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.